There are certain stories in the dark pages of human history shaped by fear and the unknown. One of these stories is about witches and witchcraft. In ancient times, people could not fully explain natural events, diseases, or disasters, so they often believed supernatural forces were responsible. Rumors spread about individuals who supposedly wandered under the moonlight, served evil spirits, and possessed mysterious powers. Over time, these rumors grew stronger. Some even claimed these people had made deals with the devil, or that they were the devil's wives. Thus, a figure that carried the fears of society emerged: the witch. The idea of witches is extremely old. According to some legends, the story goes back to the earliest days of humanity. In certain traditions, there is a mysterious figure named Lilith, who is said to have been created at the same time as Adam. According to the legend, Lilith refused to accept Adam's dominance over her and left him, turning toward darker forces. As this story spread through different cultures, Lilith eventually became a symbol of rebellion and darkness. As time passed, stories about witches became part of mythologies and religious beliefs. In people's imagination, witches were described as beings who could fly, transform into animals, cast spells, and even change human destiny. They were often portrayed as frightening figures that appeared at night and targeted children. Although witchcraft was mostly associated with women, some stories also mentioned male sorcerers. By the Middle Ages, Europe was in great turmoil. Famine, economic collapse, and deadly diseases were devastating societies. The Black Death alone caused the deaths of millions of people. In such a disparate time, many believed there had to be someone responsible for these disasters. This was the environment in which the witch hunts began. Women who prepared herbal medicines, midwives who assisted with childbirth, or people who lived alone quickly became suspicious figures. A woman gathering plants in the forest at night could easily be accused of witchcraft. Sometimes a rumor, a complaint, or a simple accusation was enough to destroy someone's life. Those accused of witchcraft were brought before courts and forced to prove their innocence. However, the tests used were often irrational. People were subjected to strange trials, such as being thrown into water, tested with fire, or weighed on scales to determine whether they were witches. In most cases, the outcome had already been decided by society's fear. As the fear spread, accusations multiplied. Some people even accused others of witchcraft to gain wealth or settle personal conflicts. What followed was a dark chapter in history that lasted for centuries. Today, many historians believe the witch hunts were largely the result of fear, superstition, and lack of knowledge. Many people were accused simply because they were different, lived alone, or practiced traditional healing. This story reminds us of an important truth about human history. When societies fear the unknown, they sometimes create imaginary enemies. Were witches ever real, or were they only a reflection of human fears? The answer may still be debated, but one fact remains certain. During this dark period of history, many innocent people lost their lives under the shadow of fear. Today, when we look back, we see the witch hunts as a dark mistake in history. But there is another question we cannot help but ask ourselves. If we had lived in that time, would we really have stood on the side of truth? Or would we have become part of the crowd that followed fear? Maybe the real question is not whether witches ever existed, but what humans are capable of doing when they are afraid.